Hello everyone, and I know that everybody deals with this problem, which is having a lot of games and being unable to finish all the games that are coming out. Because of every sale, you got tempted on buying and buying more games. Also the free games every week coming from Epic Games, as well as the new games coming out from the different platforms, to consoles, Steam, to Epic Games, and to the Nintendo Switch, and more. So in this series of overcoming my gaming backlog, I will try and conquer this list of games to lessen my gaming backlog, of course. For this month of April 2024 as a part 1 of this series of cleaning my gaming backlog, so without further ado, let's begin. First things first is Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy first came out last February 10, 2023 on all the different consoles out there, and later on the Nintendo Switch last November 14, 2023. And I bought it on the release day on the Nintendo Switch and played it for 10 hours. Then I just stopped playing and it became a backlog for me. And finally this April I came back to finish the game and learn to love it. It is an action role-playing game with an open world and a single player set in the wizarding realm of the 1800s. As a fan of the wizarding world of Harry Potter, I learned to love the game itself. From being a student at Hogwarts, being able to experience what is it like to be a student in Hogwarts, getting lost in the corridors and halls of this massive Hogwarts castle, from getting the different guide pages to different chests and rooms to explore. The one thing I love about the game is the open world itself, which involves exploring the game to help some students to different town folks and also capturing the different creature on this vast land, from horses with wings to phoenix to a cat, and letting them mate or have their own children. The only downside of this port on the Nintendo Switch was the loading time, as well as the bugs on the caves on getting the different chests, as you need to complete different puzzles to open a certain area to get into the chest for some loot. And of course, that's that. The next game to be cleared is Inside. Inside is a puzzle platform game created by indie developer Playdead. We have our own protagonist of the story, a youngster who is alone and being hunted, finds himself pulled into a sinister endeavor. It is a puzzle platformer kind of game wherein we solve different kinds of challenging puzzle. We have also stealth on the game itself. We go through stages where our character would not get caught by the guards. We can also command this like clone human beings to get to a certain area or to move on to progress of the story itself. There are challenging stages as well, wherein for me the most challenging stage was the underwater chapter, I think, where a piranha-like human being or a clone is following us all throughout the water, and if we are get caught, we're dead on the game itself. It has a good plot twist as well in the end, and it is just a 3 to 4 hours kind of game, and if you haven't played it yet, just try it out for yourselves. For our third game to be finished is Redeemer. Redeemer is a top-down shooter beat-em-up game where it is a brutal brawler in which you use your hands, hammer, firearms, and even the surroundings to punch, cut, and blast your way past opponents. We play as our main character Vasily, a skilled agent who was formerly employed by one of the largest producers of cyberkinetic weapons worldwide. You were assigned to do extortion, torture, assassination, and infiltration. While working as a security official, you narrowly avoid becoming a cyborg soldier when the company finally decides to transform you into one at a remote monastery buried deep in the snow-covered mountains. It has different kinds of weapons you can use to defeat your enemies. As the story progresses, we have different boss battles as well as fighting some alien mutant kind of enemies. We also have Arena, which I do love. I do love this game as it gives me the vibes of playing like a Hotline Miami kind of gameplay into it. And yeah, that's our very own third game that we have finished this month. So our very own fourth game is Kill la Kill the Game If. So Kill la Kill the Game If is your typical anime fighting game that was released on July 25, 2019. Kill la Kill is a 3D fighting game based on the anime television series of the same name. As the main character in this game, Satsuki Kiryuin, you take control of her and fight numerous characters to advance the tale. Under the careful supervision of Kazuki Nakashima, the original scenario writer, all scenarios are brand new as the tale progresses. You will see everything through the eyes of Ryoko's opponent, Satsuki Kiryuin, who was the main character in the first series. It has your typical player versus player mode or player versus computer mode to arcade mode and also to the story mode, of course. The one thing I like about this game was the introduction of characters. When it's time for battle, like they have their own very speech intro as well as the special scenarios in a match. If you are a fan of fighting games, I think it's worth a try. Or if you have watched the anime itself, then you are in for a treat, as it is an entirely original story, or we can call it as an alternative version of the plot in the anime itself. So that's our very own fourth game. So I think this is our very own last game that we are conquering on our very own backlog this month, which is the Walking Dead Telltale series, which is season 2. I finished the Walking Dead Telltale series last year, like the season 1 I finished it last year, and now I think it's time to finally play the season 2 of the game to see on the adventures, challenges, and struggles that our main protagonist, Clementine. The narrative of Clementine, a young child who orphaned by the zombie apocalypse, she has been forced to learn how to live in a crazy world after being left on her own. As a spoiler alert, our character from season 1, Lee Everett, died in the last chapter. Now Clementine is looking for protection after the horrors shown in season 1 of The Walking Dead occurred many months ago. But since the living may occasionally be just as horrible as the dead, what can a regular youngster do to survive? Right now, I'm currently playing chapter 2 of this game, and I think that's our very own 5th game that we need to conquer this month. So for our very own outro, hey guys, I know this month there were a few games that I played to clear some of my gaming backlog, and please, if you like this kind of content, please subscribe and leave a like and comment down below on what games have you finished this month of April. And see you guys on my next upload. Thank you.